Hi there. Welcome to a new series I'm starting up called Beer and a Rant with Ronnie, where Ronnie drinks a beer and sings a silly song.
And now it's time for Silly Songs with Laddie.
Wait, that's not right. I am micless today, so please try not to judge the sound quality of this video too harshly. My husband told me to buy an adapter several times, and I never bought one. I hate it when he's right. But alas, here we are. I have had this movie on my list to talk about for a very long time, like probably since I started this channel, maybe even before then. But I've been avoiding it because it's kind of an obscure movie, and so I figured no one would really watch a video about it. But I made a video about Don't Be Bad a few weeks ago that I thought no one would watch, and it ended up being one of my most viewed videos. So I took that as a sign, that and I'm feeling kind of confrontational. So let's go.
Oh, let's go!
Settle in for lots of slurping because I am drinking this out of a can. I had serious regrets as soon as I started trying to write this video because the subject matter of this movie is really wrong in a lot of ways, and trying to navigate that in a safe way is a bit of a challenge. So just know I am doing my best here, okay? So this is a movie about a character named Roy Chutney, which is an aggressively country name, played fantastically by Ryan Gosling. Roy's having a bit of a rough go. At the beginning of the movie, he finds out that his dad has passed away. They didn't really have much of a relationship after his parents divorced, and his dad got remarried. His mom's a flight attendant, and she's not really around for him. And shortly after he finds out about his dad, he also finds out that he's been cut from his high school football team, basically because he's not aggressive enough.
You ain't angry enough. And I ain't got room for ain't angry enough.
So really, he's just kind of taking one hit after another until he gets an offer to play for this kind of private recreational team that's being put together by this guy, Gid. And this seems in the beginning like it's going to be this really great thing. Roy has this hole in his life left by his parents that he really desperately wants to fill. And here's Gid, who takes notice of him, pays attention to him, supports him, encourages him. And it's really heartbreaking because you can see how much this affects Roy. Anytime Gid is complimenting him or even just paying attention to him, Roy is like practically glowing. He's just so insanely happy. And Ryan Gosling is just so amazing in this. I don't know how old he was here. I'm guessing probably early 20s. And even back then, he was just so good. This is not an easy movie, but he understood the character so well, and he helped us understand the character so well through his performance, while still making it feel very natural. This movie is worth watching for his performance alone. Anyway, while things seem all good in this relationship at the beginning, some red flags start to pop up after not too long. People start kind of warning Roy about Gid and these rumors that he might be gay. Keep in mind, this movie came out over 20 years ago. And Roy just kind of brushes this off. He doesn't really care. But then Gid starts kind of crossing the line a little bit. He starts telling Roy things about himself that are just wildly inappropriate. And he starts getting a little too physically comfortable with Roy. At one point, they're hugging, and Gid starts to make it weird to the point where Roy is like crying and asking him to let him go and trying to push him off. And Gid just won't let go. And it's a really difficult scene to watch. And despite all this happening, Roy still isn't willing to quit the team or cut Gid out of his life. You have this character who is so desperate for love and approval, for a father, that he's willing to ignore all of these red flags and continue putting himself into this man's orbit just so that he doesn't have to sacrifice the parts of the relationship that are fulfilling those needs. I'm just going to say this first, before I say what I'm going to say next. Gid was wrong. Gid was so wrong in every way, and the way he treated Roy was disgusting. So just keep that in mind while I say what I'm going to say. I thought Gid was really well written and that David Morse did an incredible job playing him. They made this character feel so human. You can feel his loneliness kind of permeating everything around him, and you pity him for that. I enjoyed the depth that they gave this character instead of just making him this straight up sleazeball who's easy to hate and dismiss as a bad guy. There's layers here. Again, doesn't make it okay. He is still very much in the wrong here. It just makes him human and a really good character. There's this theme throughout the movie with Roy being this gentle soul and people kind of taking advantage of that. and him being at war with his nature and the person that he thinks he needs to become to handle his life. Everyone's constantly telling him that he's not hard, and they're trying to manipulate him and take advantage of his softness. And this battle all comes to a head at the end of the movie. Roy's best friend gets hurt at a game, and Gid says that they should forfeit and go home for the night, but Roy doesn't want to do that, and they get into this fight, and Gid grabs him inappropriately in front of everyone, and everyone is just kind of standing there shell-shocked. And Roy finally snaps and hits Gid, and it is very satisfying. Then he gets in his truck and drives away and leaves Gid there, and Gid just like wanders off into the cold to go die, basically. Then Roy gets stuck behind a train, and he has this moment where he realizes that becoming this hard person is really the easy way out. And he decides to go back for Gid. And it's very powerful, and Ryan's acting is incredible, and the scene is just amazing. Now here is where the real rant starts. After saving Gid, who was half frozen to death by the time Roy found him, Roy goes to visit him in the hospital. And it's this sweet scene, and he's touching Gid's face, and Gid calls him his friend, and then Roy leaves, and there's this happy music playing, and the sun is shining, and he's smiling like everything's gonna be okay. And we're just supposed to think that everything's fine, and they're gonna be friends now, and there was nothing wrong with their relationship. It's like, no! Get therapy, both of you! This relationship is toxic as hell. Let me be clear. I like that Roy went back for Gid. I feel like it is the perfect example of Roy's softness being a strength and not a weakness. It is the perfect culmination of the themes of the movie. A war between Roy's gentle nature and the hard person that he feels like his life is demanding he become. And let me also be clear, it is fine to not go for the happy ending in a movie. The problem with this movie is that they treat it like this is the happy ending. It's like the movie completely misunderstood its own point. The ending scene goes completely against everything you thought the movie was about. And you're just left there going, wait, what? I don't get it. This movie was so brilliantly written up until the last 5 minutes. It's all working together so cohesively. It's this fantastic, albeit difficult story with layers and themes and development. And then the ending scene just yeets it all out the window. It's like whoever wrote it did all of that by accident, and they had no idea what they were actually building. And then they threw the end on there, and it didn't make any sense, and it didn't align with anything it felt like they were working towards. Like, where did that come from? It's like an alternate ending, or the ending to a different movie, and it makes me angry. It makes me angry in a way that I don't remember any other movie ever making me that angry before. So, on the off chance that you have seen this movie, let me know what you thought of the ending down below. Maybe we can get into a fight about it. Also, if you made it all the way to the end of this video, please consider giving it a like, and subscribe if you love movies as much as I do.